The world of finance is changing faster than ever. From the return of Donald Trump to the establishment of the first ever strategic Bitcoin reserve, the landscape of wealth is being redrawn. But are you positioned to profit, or are you just a spectator? In 2026, we're seeing a shift to digital real estate. Most people think passive income is about doing nothing, but the elite know it's about building systems. If institutional capital inflow increases but supply hits an all-time low, the result is inevitable. The window for massive gains is closing. Stick with lonely mind gaming, because the billionaires don't look at the numbers, they look at the net impact. Subscribe now and master the mind of the 1%. When we talk about the Trump trade, we talk about deregulation and tax cuts. For an investor, this means potential growth in domestic manufacturing and energy. But for the average person, it means inflation risks and currency fluctuations. Logic puzzle time. If a company's stock rises by 15% due to a new tariff, but the cost of raw materials increases by 10%, what is the real margin gain? Most people fail this simple math, and that's why they lose money in the stock market. When we talk about the Trump trade, we talk about deregulation and tax cuts. For an investor, this means potential growth in domestic manufacturing and energy. But for the average person, it means inflation risks and currency fluctuations. Logic puzzle time. If a company's stock rises by 15% due to a new tariff, but the cost of raw materials increases by 10%, what is the real margin gain? Most people fail this simple math, and that's why they lose money in the stock market. For years, the US government treated Bitcoin as an outsider, but in 2026, the narrative has completely flipped. With the establishment of the first ever strategic Bitcoin reserve, the United States is no longer just observing the digital gold rush. It's leading it. This isn't just a political stunt. It's a structural shift in how national wealth is stored. Imagine a world where the dollar is backed not just by debt, but by the most secure, decentralized network in history. The appointment of pro-crypto figures at the SEC has ended the era of regulation by enforcement. We are now seeing the Genius Act and the Clarity Act providing the legal framework that institutional giants like BlackRock and Fidelity were waiting for. But here's the catch for the retail investor. High regulation often means lower volatility. Does this mean the days of 100 times gains are over? Or is this just the beginning of the institutional era where Bitcoin stabilizes at 6 figures? Let's look at the logic. If institutional capital inflow increases by 40% but the available supply on exchanges hits an all-time low, what happens to the price floor? The answer is basic economics, yet most people are still waiting for a dip that might never come. In the digital age, the term passive income has been overused and misunderstood. Most people think it means doing nothing, but the elite know it's about building systems. Just like a well-coded algorithm, a true income stream requires an initial build that outlasts your daily effort. In 2026, we're seeing a shift from traditional real estate to digital real estate. This includes everything from automated AI-driven channels to liquidity providing in decentralized protocols. Let's test your financial IQ with a scenario. If you have $10,000 and you invest it in an asset that pays a 7% annual dividend, but inflation is running at 4%, and you're in a 20% tax bracket, what is your actual purchasing power gain? Most people see the 7% and think they're winning, but the math tells a different story. To achieve true financial freedom under the new economic policies, You must learn to calculate the real rate of return. The billionaires don't look at the nominal numbers. They look at the net impact after the system takes its cut. As we move further into 2026, one thing is certain. The gap between those who understand the new financial system and those who don't is widening. With the strategic moves in Washington and the institutionalization of digital assets, the wait-and-see approach is becoming the most expensive mistake you can make. My prediction: we are entering a period of high volatility but also unprecedented opportunity. The dollar is evolving, and so must your strategy. But remember, the most valuable asset you have isn't in your bank account. It's between your ears. That's why here at Mente Solitaria Gaming, we don't just give you answers. We give you the tools to find them yourself. If you solved today's financial logic puzzles, let me know in the comments. Your engagement helps us bring more of this high-value content to the world. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to master the mind of the 1%. I'll see you in the next challenge.